Hello everyone, this is Kim Quady with KimPlaysWithPaper.com. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Mesa, Arizona, and on Tuesdays I come live or have a video for you showing you some paper crafting projects that I've been working on in my craft room during the last couple of weeks. So last Saturday was World Card Making Day. If you missed Stampin' Up's World Card Making Day presentation, the replay is still available through October 18th, and there's some super fun ideas in there and some sneak peeks, and you even get to see Shelley Gardner and Sarah Douglas stamped together, which is always really fun. If you don't know where to find that replay, shoot me a note and I'll give you the link to that, but it's certainly worth watching. Good morning, Colleen. But I spent the morning with my team on World Card Making Day. A few of us got together and we did some techniques. So 4 of us taught different coloring and watercoloring techniques to all the people on our team. And so I thought I would share what my presentation was with you, and I've even changed it a little bit. So I know sometimes my team members will watch, so they might be a little surprised at some of the things I added. Good morning, Marilyn. Thanks for joining me today. So let me just pop down to the workspace and I will show you what I was working on. You know, it's fall and there are some techniques that work really well with fall. And one of those, I think, is the alcohol ink technique with Stampin' Blends. And that's what I'm going to show today. It's not a new technique by any means, but it's one that sometimes we forget about. It's easy, it's fun, and you get a different look on your card every single time. So this is one of the cards that I made recently, and it uses the Season of Chic. I love that stamp set because it covers all 4 seasons, so it's perfect for fall. But if you can see the little background circle that I used, that is vellum, and it uses that alcohol ink blending technique. Here is another one that I showed on Saturday, a thank you card. Again, that background with the stitched rectangle, that is made with that same technique. Always need thank you cards, so that will go in my arsenal. And then this is same idea. There is that alcohol ink background in there. This time I, instead of setting it on cherry cobbler, I use the very vanilla. It just gives you a very, very different look. Good morning, Kay. Thank you so much for popping in today. So those are the ones I demonstrated on Saturday, and then I just bumped it up a little bit for today's presentation, because then I thought, well, what if you ran the after you did the background, you ran that piece. Thank you for sharing. I hope all is well in North Carolina today, Kay. So I took that vellum piece and I ran it through the Leaf Fall 3D embossing folder, and it just gives it a different look. And here is another one where I did a congratulations, so you can see that there. So I'm going to show you. Hi, Cindy. Thanks for popping in today. Just doing some little fun techniques with some fall cards today. So I start with a piece of vellum, and this measures 5 1/4 by 4. And you can use any size you want. Good morning, Sandy. But I figure this works really well. And then I cut a piece of Stampin' Up's adhesive sheets, just a little bit smaller than my vellum. And just something to keep in mind, if you buy the adhesive sheets, yours will look a little bit different. When these were retired a number of years ago, I just stocked up, so I have a whole bunch. So to use the adhesive sheets, I'm just going to peel the backing off. One side is sticky and one side is not. So then I throw away the piece or recycle that's not sticky. And then I'm going to place the sticky onto my vellum. Because sometimes with vellum, you wonder, how am I going to use adhesive that doesn't show through? And so that's why I have started to use the adhesive sheets with that. So now I'm going to flip it over because I want my technique here. What I've done, I have a little grid, a little mini grid paper. And when you do this alcohol blending technique, your paper is going to curl and bend a little bit, but this, with a little bit of washi tape in the corners, will help it stay situated for what I want to do. So the key for this, a couple of keys as you watch along, is Stampin' Up's alcohol. Good morning, April. Stampin' Up Stampin Blends, the alcohol-based marker, and they come in a combo pack with a light and a dark for $9, and they're good for blending, they're good for coloring, they're good for a lot of things, and they're really super, good morning, Karen, they're super, that you need these for this technique. So I have chosen Dark Daffodil Delight, Light Cherry Cobbler, and Pumpkin Pie. But you can use any colors you want. In fact, it's not just only for fall. You can use it for any background you want. And this is the easy part. I'm just going to use a brush tip, and I'm just going to scribble. And with this technique, you're never, ever, ever going to get the same look twice. Let's see. So then let's scribble some more. Let's do some of the pumpkin pie. Just lightly scribble on my vellum. And then I'm going to add my Daffodil Delight. All right. Just scribble, scribble, scribble. Then the next step is I have one of Stampin' Up's water painters that I have filled with 91% alcohol. And I am going to just squeeze droplets of that alcohol onto my image. Now you could use a brush. You could I have some really cheapy paint brushes. You could flick that on there. But I'm going to save a set of my water painters for this. You could take a straw and blow on it. You could pick it up and move it around to move the colors around. Or you could let the ink and the alcohol do its thing. And it's just kind of fun to see what design you get. Kind of without playing with it. I'm not going to blow on it or anything. If I picked it up and just gently moved it, you could see that move, or the ink move. That's just going to take just a second or two or more, maybe a minute or two to dry. So I'm going to set that aside, but I've already done some, because once I get started on this, it's hard to stop. It's kind of like, all right, what colors can I mix? What can I make next? What can I do to make that really cool background? So I'm going to set that aside somewhere where I won't get ink everywhere. That's a challenge. So I do have some that I have worked on. And they were here when I started the video. Let me see. So I'll just put these here oh my goodness. So here's one that is already completed. It's all dry, ready for me to go. Hey, Jeanne. So I'll show you how I worked with that. And then this is one that I've already die cut it with a stitch rectangle, and you can see that I ran it through the embossing machine. So let's work with this piece right here. This is all dry, and let's bring in the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine with that. We need to do the rectangle first, and you can see I have kind of some washi tape hanging on my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, but I've chosen one of the sizes of the stitched rectangles. So I'm going to just show you how. Hi, Nikki. This is the alcohol Stampin Blends technique, so I'm going to run that through. There might be some wiggles going on. And I'm going to run it right back through one more time. Sorry about the wiggles. All right. So now that I've cut that, I'll take that off. And I have that piece now that I can work with. So now I want to emboss it. So I'll use my platform, and it's a 3D embossing folder. This is the Fall Leaf 3D embossing folder. So I'm going to stick my image into the folder, trying to find the spot where I'm going to get the most leaves, and place that seam forward with the 3D plate on top and run that through there. Alrighty, I'll put that aside. Make some room, and here we have our embossed piece, which we can now make into a card. So I have my very vanilla thick cardstock base. I need to follow all the presenters from World Card Making Day and get my bone folder out and make sure that I make good creases on both sides. I have a piece of cherry cobbler cardstock that I've also run through the stitched rectangles. That's going to go like that. A happy birthday from the Peaceful Moments stamp set that was stamped on very vanilla and die cut. Hi, Brenda. And die cut with the Stylish Shapes dies, and then a cherry cobbler with the layering circles. If you popped in a little later, I am showing the alcohol ink blending technique with rubbing alcohol and Stampin' Up's Stampin Blends. So this will be a YouTube video later. It will also be available as a Facebook Live replay, so you'll want to go take a peek at that if you missed it, because it's a really fun technique. And let's see, so I'm just going to use my Stampin' Seal Plus, and you could layer this on any color cardstock you want, but I'm going to try the cherry cobbler. And let's see, which way do we want that? That's going to kind of show our leaves the most. Let's do it here. I'm just going to lay that down and give it some good. And then maybe I'll put my birthday, happy birthday here, because most of the leaves are over here. And then I have some of this gorgeous, very vanilla and gold ribbon that I'm going to kind of wrap around there. I have a few October birthdays, but I do have some thinking of you cards that I need to send. So I can make this card, this background design, into anything I want. But I cut about 18 inches of that ribbon. It's probably too much, but sometimes when I make a bow, hi Christine, thanks for popping in. I need a lot of ribbon to make a good bow. Some of you are really good bow makers and don't need that much, but there we go. And then once I get my sentiment on, I can move that around before I layer it down. All right, then I need to layer my sentiment onto the oval. Oval, it's not an oval, it's a circle. Good morning. Okay. Then I will use Stampin' Dimensionals to put that on the card. Has anybody tried this alcohol ink technique, the Stampin' Blends? It's always fun, you know, to try something different and see how it goes. just a fun background. I'm planning to play with some of these and make a bunch of cards this afternoon. And you notice when I try to put my Stampin' Dimensionals on, I try to go at the top and the bottom so it straddles the ribbon so it doesn't wiggle wobble on my ribbon. All right, and then I have my base. My thick, very vanilla cardstock gives you a nice solid base for that. And with some Stampin' Seal Plus, we'll put that on the back of the card. And there we go. Just a couple of other finishing touches. I'm going to trim the ribbon quick. And then, of course, it needs jewels. And I bet no one can guess what colored jewels I'm going to use. The Champagne Rhinestone Basic Jewels. Thank you, Kathy, for watching. And I do love this technique. I'm just going to grab a couple of these jewels. Again, you could use any color of Stampin' Up's blends that you like to make any kind of background. That card is now finished. I'll give you a kind of a quick look, but I just love adding that Leaf Fall 3D embossing folder to that. So here's what we worked on at the beginning of the presentation. So now this is ready for me to run, use my rectangles and run it through the embossing machine. So it will be a totally different look than this one. There's the birthday, congratulations, and then a couple of others. These were the ones I showed early on. That was a thank you. This is where I did not use the leaf embossing folder, so I really like the addition of that. But there we go with the Season of Chic. So that is my technique for this morning, this fine Tuesday. I hope that you're inspired to try this technique. There is free shipping today with Stampin' Up. Today is Tuesday, October 4th of 2022. Free shipping of orders of $75 or more. So take advantage of that. But I hope you have an awesome Tuesday, rest of the week and weekend, and we'll see you next week. Thank you, everybody, for watching, and you can find me online at kimplayswithpaper.com. Take care, everyone. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.